You ever get something called in case licks?
No, I never get in case licks. I was a good boy, Michael.
If my big brother do something and the neighbor come and say it or my mother start to hit tea, all of we getting licks. So I said, well, mommy, why you beating me? Yeah. She said, that is in case licks. In case you decide to do something like that.
Michael, I was telling Mickel earlier on that how it's, you know, to sit down and have a chat with you casually is such a hard thing because every time I see you, you're always backstage.
It's a privilege too, eh? Remember that. Go ahead.
And hurry in, you have like 6 million girls around you, and
Yes.
you're there with needle, and you so on and so on, thing falling off, and music, and you can't even talk to you, and you're saying, Papa, talk to me tomorrow, no, talk to me tomorrow. Such a busy lifestyle you lead every single day of your life, eh?
Yes, boy, it is. It is busy, but I really love what I do. Wow. So for me, it's a work of joy and love, you know?
I mean, I appreciate that and your contribution to Trinidad and Tobago, but people, when they hear Michael Salickram, the first thing that they think about is, you know, choreography, dance teacher, cultural icon. I mean, what do you do in the meantime when you're not doing all those things?
Well, my whole life is dance, you know. Everything I do surrounds dance, you know. If I go to sleep, I'm thinking about what next I have to do. We always have deadlines. There's always a show. Some of my students always have to perform. The girls always have something to do. And then I'm involved in so many other things, charitable work and all that. So it's really very interesting, but I enjoy it.
Well, Michael was telling me that's how he's sorry for Chutney, Soca, Monarch, and obviously that'll be your busiest time. Am I correct?
Yes, my busiest night.
Yeah. But leading up, you have a lot of rehearsals.
Yes, a lot of work. Yeah, that week of Chutney, Soca, Monarch is a lot of work.
So basically, and I reaching straight to the point with this. They say when to get Michael to dance for you for Chutney, Soca, Monarch on a big night, you have to have big money. So you must be a millionaire by now then.
You know, I so wish that was true. You know, I so wish that was true. Let me explain something to you. That is a conception that people have. You know, they have that in their mind that, okay, people label you by, let's say, a level of fame.
Right.
So when you would hear big names in the industry, you think big money. Right. It's just like when you think of a brand. I consider Shiv Shakti as a brand. The thing is, we don't operate so. We work according to your budget. Okay, and let me give you an example. It's so simple. If you ask me to outfit you, I can outfit you for something for $200, $2,000, or $20,000.
Whoa.
You understand? Depending on your budget. Then again, when it comes to Chutney, Soca, Monarch, what we do, we research what we do before. We don't just take a call. Hi, Michael, can you work with me? I say send the music. Right. And if we feel the music is something that we could work with, we do it. Because, you know, we have all different type of chutney songs. And they have all different kinds of meaning. So, you know, we have to research it and then we make sure we are very selective in what we do. And then we bring it to life on stage. You know, so Chutney, Soca, Monarch, that night is always very, very exciting for me because we have so many deadlines. And then there are so many people that want us to work with
Yes,
them.
right.
You know, and I mean, thankfully, I have produced the most winners in Chutney, Soca, Monarch so far.
Really? How much?
Yes. Over 20-something. I lost count.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So, like, most of Rupal's win and Ricky Jai and K.I. and all these guys, Ravi B, I worked with all of them.
All right, but tell me, like, how did you get into dance? And I guess you would have gotten into it at a very young age, right?
Boy, I believe nothing in life happens by chance. I always loved to dance ever since I know myself. I was brought up in a musical family. So my brothers used to dance, and there's a guy in the village, his name is Inarpol Bihari. He used to go to Mastana Bahar and thing. Now, in those days, that was before you were born. In those days, you never had videos, you never had color TV. There was Mastana Bahar, used to come at 6 o'clock on a Saturday evening. Everybody by your television, and you see the show in black and white. So, you know, when you see somebody in TV in those days, oh my God, that's like God. You know, there's something so great for you. So it's always in me, you know, I listen to Indian music. My brothers and I will play it on in the car. And, you know, they had a deck in those days. Right. And then the record player with the 78 and the 45. And it's not like now. Now it's so different. We have so many things to occupy ourselves with. But in those days, it's school, home, radio, and you would hear on a Sunday morning, and you know, you would hear the radio programs. I remember we used to always hear Indian talent on parade. When you hear that, when you turn up your volume, and you hear all these songs and things, you know. And I mean, being born from East Indian parents living in a predominantly Indian village,
Right.
That's all we had. So Diwali and Eid and Christmas and everything, you do it together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's different. Now it's so different. I consider myself lucky
Right.
to live in like those times and transition to now. So I would have had a great experience,
Right.
So back to your question about how I get into dance. Oh, long story, but I have to really praise this because we could talk for 24 hours. We could talk for long.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So I am the fifth of six boys, right?
Wait a minute, I'm more like you?
Well, not as good looking, but yeah. Anyway, so I was the fifth boy, and I happen to be the darkest in the family. So I think that in those days, in fact, Indian people in the culture, even in the East, they're very color conscious. Everybody wants to get white.
Get
But then when you
Yeah.
travel to some other countries, when they look at your skin type, because I've traveled and they said, oh my God, is this tan real?
Right, right.
And you feel proud,
Proud,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is who you are.
Yeah.
So like I always say, the East wants to go West and the West wants to go East. And I could give you countless examples from the Mehendi to the Bindi to Bollywood movies, because I mean, from Hollywood, you turn to Bollywood.
Right.
That whole transition. So it's about yin and yang. This one want to be this
Yeah,
one, everybody
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be, like the other. But I was told I was too dark, to be
Seriously?
chosen to
Seriously?
dance.
Dark.
Yes. And I grew up feeling that being born black or dark skin is being born in sin. And let me ask you this question. What is the definition of the perfect man? What did I tell you? You must be tall, what, and handsome.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
And look.
That's it, yes.
Look.
That's what you are?
Look, yeah.
We're like
But I
higher.
never felt so. You understand? I never felt so because, and these things could affect you. It could affect you as a child as you start growing up, because these thoughts will never come off your head.
Right.
And then you would hear sometimes your family say, oh, well, you got a nice girl, she must be fair, she must
Fair.
be nice.
Ev-
Why?
Everything
You
is
understand?
fair.
Yeah.
The stress
Yeah,
on
it's a culture thing, it's a culture
Yeah.
But it's
thing.
not only that, When you think about all those things to do with complexion and so forth, there's just this understanding that parents want their children, you're going to find a nice doctor boy, or a
Correct.
nice lawyer,
Yeah, or a pilot,
a pilot,
or
those.
working in the bank, his son.
Imagine you're going to say, well, I'm meeting Mickel.
Yeah.
He's a dancer.
Yeah.
They go run you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is just the stigmas that are attached to it,
Correct.
especially. But you think things are changing?
Yeah, oh yes, definitely. We are moving out of that now. We
Yeah,
are
that's
moving
all.
out of that, and at a fast pace.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I think, again, because of the culture and because of the mindset of people now.
Right,
Even religion,
yeah.
everything is changing. Long ago, you follow religion, and I don't want to get too much into that because I
Yeah.
might get bashed for it. But we used to follow religion blindly. Now the youths, and even myself, we ask why. Why must I fast for so much days? Why must I go to church? Why Jesus was on a cross? You understand? Why you do the RT 3 times? And why? And then you have to provide answers for these things.
But you do an extensive amount of traveling in your job, or
Yes.
just leisurely?
A lot of traveling. I've done a lot of traveling in my time.
So you've gone to all the extents of the
Oh
world.
yes. And I'm so privileged. I consider myself really honored, and especially to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
But Shiv Shakti has been along for how long?
Serious?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
I
your
would
age.
say as
I'm
old
really
as-
trying to get your age. Huh?
Well, I am as old as Jesus Christ, but anyway, we have been in existence about 36 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I want to tell you something.
Yes.
And for those that are looking on, I really want to tell you a little bit about my story, about how Shiv Shakti was formed. Now remember, in order to create that dance company, you would have to have a lot of thoughts. In those days, dancing mostly was considered taboo by most type of people, religion or whatever. Can you imagine you seeing a guy dressed like a guy? Or let me make it local. A man dressed like a man,
With makeup on.
dancing in front and 8 girls behind you. If somebody were to tell you to start a school like that or to start a class like that, wouldn't you think 100,000 times? Because dancing is considered feminine.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay? So then you're a man, me. I wanted to create something new. I had a dream. I always loved to dance. For me, that is something in my soul. Right? I could do many things. I could do makeup. I could do art. I could.
Right.
I'm an events manager. I did agricultural science in school. I could do stage management. Everything that surrounds the arts and all that. And I just gravitated dance because that is where I get my greatest satisfaction. And I mean, we could go on and on. But when I wanted to form this group, I thought of all kind of things. I said, wow, boy, what will people say and all of that? So for those who looking at this video now and, on a serious note, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody stop you.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you can be different and be unique is if you go for what you want. I'm not saying to do anything bad, but there were questions with me, and I said, no, boy, I just love this thing. I just go in faith. And God is so good that every single thing I entered, every competition I entered, I've been successful. I won
Really?
every single one.
Best
Now,
village, best village also.
Best Village.
Whoa.
Yeah, got so much awards for best choreographer, best male dancer, again, best male dancer, and so many other things. I am one of the only male dancers to win Mastana Bahar.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And by doing a dance in 1992, then the only person with Christine Ramirez to win Scouted for Talent. And even the racial things in this country, I mean, it's so sad. Because I say politics and religion may divide us, but
Yeah.
culture will always unite us. Think about when you go to one of Marshall's concert.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the cross section of people you see.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? And they
Yes.
love him. You understand? And these things, people use terms that they divide us. In my time, we never knew about Africans and Indians. You walk the road and US say good morning or good evening to your neighbor, whether it's African, Indian, Muslim, Hindu,
Yeah.
and they go home and they tell your mother, hey, well, they call me Mickey. You know, Mickey didn't say good morning. You getting licks.
Yeah.
And you ever get something called in case licks?
No, I never get in
Now,
case
in
licks. I was a
case-
good boy,
But you know what
Michael.
is in case licks?
I know what it
Tell
is.
me what
You
is
get it in
in case.
case you behave bad.
Right. If my big brother do something and the neighbor come and say it or my mother start to hit he, all of we getting licks. So I said, well, mommy, why you beating me?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
do something wrong. Why me? She said, that is in case licks.
In
In case
case.
you decide to do something like that.
Uh,
It's so funny. You understand? But I mean, we were brought up with real good values. You understand? Don't ask me if licks is important, eh?
No, no. But if you, let's say if you wasn't doing what you're doing now,
Mhm.
what would have been the avenue you would have gone down? What do you think?
I always loved the sea.
The ocean?
Yes, loved it. Always loved it. And I would have gone into more marine biology and that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I,
Yeah.
I would have never known that. Because
Yeah?
you know, you're just
Yeah.
a cultural
No.
stalwart in that.
No, I always love, if anything other than dance would have been that. Anything to do with, the ocean and that kind of thing, because you find so much peace in that. But remember, as a child growing up, you don't know about all this philosophy and peace and
Yeah.
meditation, but I think we all have that calling.
Yeah.
You understand? We might give it a different value, or we might, not take it on.
all right.
But our life is so, I mean, everything is destined for us, You understand?
Nice.
Let me ask you a question, Mix.
Ask.
Well, I just calling you Mix, right?
Yeah.
Why you weren't living in England? Or why you weren't the king of some country or whatever? Why? Aren't we equal? Aren't we
Yeah,
innocent? We
yeah,
were all
yeah.
born of God. We are all God's children.
Yes.
But why? You understand? I mean, why was born in Trinidad? And, we all, one question I know every human being will ask, what is my purpose on this earth?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was saying, I didn't ask to be here. I was brought into the world. Somebody brought me into the world. And sometimes I look around what's going on in the country, whether it be crime, people having problems to get jobs. Everybody's fighting up their own battle. And I say, when you really come into this world as a child, you have it pretty decent, you're innocent. But as you grow older, life becomes more challenging. You have to educate yourself, you have to get a job. And it's a task. Every day is a task that you have to accomplish to get through. You have to go through traffic, you have to go to a job, you have to pay your bills.
They hustle.
They hustle. And I say, who brought me here, boy? Did I ask to come here?
Yeah.
But that's just how the world works.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that when we go through life, we have experiences, we reproduce, and then the cycle starts again.
Yep.
That's how the world goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all that. But for me, life is not just the normal way that you see. I mean, it's not to offend anybody, but for me, I always believe that there is something more out there. There's something more to accomplish. You
Right.
understand? I have never sat there and I say, okay, when I reach this age, this will happen. When I reach that age, no. It's always what else could I do? What else I need to do? And I because of my work, I'm a perfectionist, exactly
Right.
like you. Right? I am sure when you cook,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody love your food. Oh God, it's amazing. But you always feel, I feel like I could do something better than that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think it has.
And it's not it's not pretentious in nature. It's just that you just want to do something different, elevate it to the next level.
Correct. And that's the secret of being a perfectionist. This is something I would have never said before, but do you know, very rarely, I sit and look back at my work.
Yeah.
Because when I
Really?
look at it, all I find is faults. We should do this better, the coordination, we should have done better, the costume, I think we could do something. Because I always feel, you know, we could do more things to make it perfect.
Well, what regrets you would have in your career so far, or what you think, you know?
You mean the regret or hope? My hope is that one day we could create something that is Trinidadian that we could put on Broadway.
Really?
You see, like how there are shows, like when you go to Las Vegas and you
Yes.
go to Broadway, there are shows running for 25 years. Why can't we do something like that? We have everything. We have the culture, we have the talent, we have the people behind it, we have every single thing. And I think that is something that is lacking in our country.
But do you think culture is something that is well, I shouldn't say the word culture because dance, dress, religion, all these things. But do you think maybe dance and performing art is something that is supported by the government, the way other aspects of culture is
No,
supported?
not enough.
Not enough.
No, yeah, not enough. Even food is part of the culture. You understand? Everything, I mean, everything that comes together. Trinidad is a potpourri of great people with great values. Look at Carnival.
Yes.
The biggest street party. Come on, it's Carnival. Come on. I mean, I think that we are undermarketed. And as artists in this country, I believe we are undervalued. Because we have people who have given their lives in terms of culture for this country. And where are they? Where? What do they get? You know, I mean, I may get bashed for this, but you get an award. But what comes with the award?
Yeah.
What are the incentives that comes with the award? I have given 36 and more years of my life for culture. I'm not saying that I want anything or I need anything, because I'm not a person to toot my own horn. But I think that things should be put in place for not only myself, but for other people. A simple thing like COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We went through COVID, and it was, I mean, a real challenge. For you to get a little something, you have to fill out a form and you have to do it's so much red
Yeah.
tape. For me, it's okay. What about those who are older than me and do not understand the logistics of doing these things?
Right.
You would just say, forget it. Let's just forget it, you know? It's sad, you know? It's really sad.
Yeah.
You have people who would work their whole life in a company and you will have a pension and you'll have to think, but what about the artists in this country? The people who have created laughter, the people who have inspired you via fashion, food, dance, music, song, people who has given their soul, their whole life and everything. I personally believe, I mean, it might get a little bit, as you say, it's on the front burner. So we're burning this, we're burning I wouldn't say rage, but we're burning it, right? We're burning the energy. Why is it, as an accomplished artist in this country, forget me as a dancer, forget you. Let's talk about as a singer. Why you have to find another job?
Yeah.
Why? And treat what you love the most, what you have given your life to, and you have a great, unique talent. You have to go and find a job, and this now becomes your sideline. I consider myself lucky because I live through what I love. I have schools, I have set up schools.
Right.
And I
Yes.
teach people, I go to all the less fortunate areas, and I teach people, I do so much charity because I now believe, when I say we, I mean my company and myself, have gotten so much from what I love and the country and God.
Yes.
That it's time to give back.
Yeah.
You understand? It's time to give back because these are the people that will carry the torch. Where are the schools that will teach people for free? Because you have the love for dance or song or music or want to cook like Jason, but you can't afford it. How can this happen for you? How? Isn't it a sad thing?
Yeah.
Do we have an institution here? No. No. And there's so much red tape. There is so much red tape that you need to find. I hope that this reach somebody that, you know,
You know,
in higher authority that can sit down and just think about what I'm saying.
you see that, and you hit I go to Guyana every month. I go across there to work, and they always say, "Hey, are there any more people like yourself across there who could come across and teach us hospitality, tourism, and so forth like that?" And then it occurred to me that we were so fortunate that we had the Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute in Shah Rukh Khan for all these years that trained so many restaurant managers, hotel managers, and so forth. I mean, you're a student. You were a student there. I lectured there. Now we don't have that again. So now, how do we train people for customer service? Hotel management, chefs, people in the food and beverage industry. Uh, After a while, yeah, people like myself, we are going outside there and helping other countries. But when we get older, who is going to do it? And
But let's go with it a little bit deeper, right? Let's say as a child, I went to the hotel management and all of that, right? Okay, fine, I go to school and whatever. But you see, people are missing the picture. I want to be like Jason. I want to be like Chef Jason. I want Jason to train me. I want to come to your school. I want to be you. You are the one who has inspired me. And I flip
Yeah.
it back to dance.
Right.
Everybody want to be a member of Shiv Shakti. They
Right.
want to be a Mickel Salickram.
yes,
Where are you in the scheme of things? Oh, yes, you could go to a school and whatever, but you has been my inspiration. I want to be in your company. I want to be, it's like when you go to school. You go to you just surrender yourself and you go to a swami or you go, you give yourself to the church and all that. It's the same thing. Isn't that a good question?
yeah,
Yeah.
Right? Because when you go to Guyana, as you just say, and you start teaching, yes, they learn the theory, but where's the soul? The soul is I want to emulate Jason. It makes sense?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
Just like you want to have many Marshall Montano out there and many
Right.
yes, yeah.
many Michael Salickram, many Shiv Shakti.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? And I could use my work and I could say it proud. You look at every single, and I could get bashed for this, so let me look. Let's narrow it down. You could look at 80% of the dance groups in this country, and every single group would have some element of my work. And I feel proud. I feel proud. Sometimes I get a little bit okay, but because I think they use my work the wrong way.
Right.
And I could tell you in terms of the type of songs we do, the type of jewelry we wear, and whatever, because there's not enough research done.
Right.
You understand?
But you put in the research.
Correct.
You study it and you
Correct.
develop the imaginative and creative concepts.
Correct. All the
Right.
time. Because, for me is, for the others is like, okay, what can I do like what Michael has done or Shiv Shakti has done? But for me is, Lord, what could I create yet that nobody has not seen? I have seen my work done in Bollywood movies, and it's a silent privilege for me because when I look at it, I say, oh my God,
As far as
wow.
that, Michael.
Yes, if you look at it, and you need to just prove me to be wrong. There was one time that some Bollywood performers came to Trinidad.
Right.
We were asked to be a guest artist on the show. Jitendra was in Trinidad at the time, and they brought a choreographer, and we had to work together. On the night of the show, when he saw my group perform, he was blown away. He said, Michael, but look at all the girls, they're in the same costume and their coordination is so amazing. And I told him, I said, well, we spend a lot of focus on the girls and, the
Right.
background dancers. And he being the choreographer for Bollywood movies, when he went back to Bollywood, he started to adopt the same principle. So then, and I could even give you the name of the movie and so on, where you would see that things started to change. Now you see most Bollywood dancers, backup dancers in the same costume, same design, and they look like the lead dancers. They are
Right.
properly well attired. It's not like long ago where you would just put on a dhoti and a little kurta
And
and
you-
you jump in and no, it's good work. Look at it and you would see.
But that discipline that you have with your girls,
Mhm.
we know you to be, very personable and so forth. Is there a different side?
Yes.
to you?
Yes.
Reaching
Yes.
the studio with them?
Now, I always say one advantage of being a good teacher, right? A great teacher and a leader is you have to become, in the case of a tutor, you have to become a student yourself,
Right.
right? There must be a barrier between the teacher and the student. But if you come to learn, and this is debatable, how can I teach you something you don't already know? I could remind you of what you know, right? And that is very debatable. So we kind of jump the gun, right? The thing is, when people come to your class, similarly with you, same with me, with different mindset.
Right.
Some people would not have eaten food. Some their mother called with them. Some of them their boyfriend giving them some stress.
They come with problems.
Yeah. You don't know what somebody else is going through. So when you have to come, especially for the arts, especially remember the work from the art comes from your soul.
Right.
And you have a fear. You cannot learn. You can't come to class and I say, okay, let me see the first 4 basic steps. You're already scared. Where are your emotions?
Yeah.
Where? You understand? You're scared. So for me, I want to bring out what is best inside of you.
Right.
Right? And being a teacher, you learn more. being a teacher, you learn so much more. You learn what not to do.
Right.
I'm sure you do the same thing with your work.
Yeah.
You teaching a student and you see they
Yes.
put something, you say, oh, well, boy, next time now, me using that, I using something else. It's the same thing. You understand? So yes, there must be a certain level of respect and a certain barrier. But when it comes to my work, I just love it. And I make all my work, I make fun out of it. It's a fun experience. When you leave my company, I tell my girls, when you leave that door, if you don't feel happy and that you have learned something, then I would have defeated the purpose I come here for.
Right. And tell me something. Is it that it only Indian dancing that you do, or you challenge
No.
yourself with different types?
If you look at my work, you would see there's a
Right.
combination of soca, ballroom,
Right.
all different dance styles, African
Right.
dance, all kind of things. So that's why, for me, my work is very appealing to the Trinidad and Tobago society.
Some would say, nevertheless, that, when they hear Shiv Shakti, they just think of Indian dancing.
Indian,
Yeah.
yeah.
But look at that. So folk dancing, everything like
Everything.
Everything.
Look, we did a dance called You Raised Me Up.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing. There's nothing
that. Well,
Indian in it.
you would have worked with a
Oh.
lot of different artists, as
Too
mentioned.
too much to mention.
Is there any particular artists, okay, let's say, local and international, that you would like to work with?
Oh boy. Well, Sushmita Sen she was Miss Universe and she's a big Bollywood screen actress, right? I always wanted to work with her and I had that opportunity. And also Shah Rukh Khan.
Really?
And yeah, but should I share one of my most embarrassing moments?
Tell me now. Mickel?
Let me
I'm free. Let me drink a little bit of water here first.
take
Wet
a
the
sip.
throat.
Yeah,
That's it.
everything fall. Even
Let
the
me hear
phone.
Mickel Salickram most
All right.
embarrassing moment here.
So it would have been over 20 years ago, 25 years ago. A certain team came to Trinidad. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but eventually I'll tell you, right? And well, we were asked to perform, and we did a song by Terry Gadrad, Saka, Sake, Sake, Boom Boom.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
anyway,
I know it.
Yeah.
I'm also a good singer. You didn't know
Yeah.
that? Yeah. But anyway, all right, take it light, all right? Um, So we did that performance, and later on in Bollywood, we saw a replica of it, which was also nice. You know, there's always this cross exchange, this culture exchange.
Right.
So we knew it was a huge contingent that came. So the Trinidad artists, we were at the in the savannah. So we were in one area to get dressed in the dressing room, and the Bollywood people was in the other area. So I left the girls dressing, and I say I'm going to use the washroom. So I am walking down. So one of these guys came up to me. He had on a vest, a white vest, and a regular jeans. And he's asking me, he said, can you tell me where is the elite bar?
The elite bar.
The elite bar, which means that there's probably a bar
Right.
that is, separate for these people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So of course I will speak local. I said, well, not that I know of, but the only thing elite we have here, and I'm joking now because I know he
Yeah.
wouldn't understand me,
Yeah.
is a washroom and you're welcome to use it, right? So he said, okay. And he turned to go to use the washroom. And I went, well, of course, if he's using the washroom, I will go back.
Right.
So while I'm walking back now, I see the girls and them doing and biting up their hands, nail and thing, and they kind of squealing,
Yeah.
So I say, what happened? What going on? They say, oh God, you talk to him. What he tell you? I say, well, it's just somebody, I think, from the band wanted, to
Yeah.
ask me about a bar. And I tell them, no, you could use the washroom. And he went to, they said, Uncle Michael, that is Shah Rukh Khan. Jason, if you cut me, you'd get no blood. I wanted to die.
Serious?
Imagine I see the man in front of my face. And listen, handsome. You feel like good looking, Jason, if you see that man.
But
Listen, in those days, I don't know about now, all of we, with age, everything goes south. You know what I mean? It is sure, eh? Right. Jason, I telling you, when I see this man, like how some people have a TV face?
Yes.
Like, I just look real good on TV, but if you see me really might pass straight. You like,
Right.
thanks, eh? Thanks. Thanks, Jason. I'll pause for you to laugh. Enjoy. Well, right. That man, I don't know, for whoever would see him in person, the man is just amazing. Complexion and everything, because you wouldn't put that in your head that you would see, the man is a a world-renowned movie star.
Yeah, yeah,
And in
yeah.
those days was his movies were really
In
kicking. Even now,
prime.
every
In
movie Shah
prime.
Rukh Khan make, oh God, is a hit.
Was a hit.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I see this man, I say, wow, not even thinking a human being could be so simple. When you look at it the opposite way, just a vest, a jeans, and normal, just normal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
backstage, So for me, that would have been my most, well, I was it double privilege and maybe embarrassing.
Well, remember he came for cricket about 4 or 5 years ago, and he
Yes.
came out the plane, and everybody was condemning him and saying he looked like a vagrant, he didn't dress well, and so forth. But I guess at some point in time, people need to just
It's so
relax.
sad. It's so sad. Once you're in the public's eye, you're always under scrutiny. And people give comments, and this is something I want you to remember. People give comments according to their level. Okay, if the man is dressed elite and come with a suit, wouldn't they have something else to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? And it would be the same thing. You're always under scrutiny.
What rumors and scrutiny you were probably under? What people
Oh
used to
my
say about you?
God, you know where you're branded as once you're a male dancer to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have people saying, oh my God, and this is the truth. I mean, I'm very flattered.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michael, I can't believe I'm seeing real. Can I touch you? I mean, I start to go so. I won't let you touch me. I'll embrace you. I'll hug you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
But then again, depending on people's level, when they see you, they say things, but not to my face, actually. It may have one or two, but you would know. But you need to focus. You have to give value to what people say, depending on what would affect you and what would not affect you.
It's like Mr. Pandey had said once. He said, "I've made myself immune to criticism and praise.
Correct.
I just,
And that is so true. Well said. That's great. You understand? Because sometimes, we carry so much bad energy of what people will say and we live a life like that, what people will say. We also come from a culture to that. Go and get married before you reach 30 because what people will say.
Yeah,
You understand? Buy some of them girls and I can't wear the same outfit twice. What people gonna say? You're wearing the same thing or you buy when you get one free.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
live our whole life. It's sad, It's sad, sad, sad.
Yeah.
Live your whole life, what people gonna say.
What people, yeah.
Like I always say, your belly going gur, gur, gur because you're hungry, right? But you're driving a real nice car.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a real pay money in the bank,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you're starving inside. You understand? Because of what people will say.
But that's what social media is about right
It's
now.
sad.
You're watching all of these things and you see people traveling, they're wearing this outfit, but you don't know after the camera closed down
Yeah, what's going
what's
on?
going on.
Yeah.
You're sleeping on a mattress?
And have you ever, given any thought to think that these people are the loneliest people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people are the loneliest people.
As you're talking about company, are you married? You have family?
No, I have my family. I have my brothers and my sister-in-law and all that. But my dance family is my family.
Oh, kids?
Yeah, well, I have no personal children. And I'm glad you asked me that question because this is a question I ask all the parents when they see their child perform. And we were talking about that earlier on before we actually started the filming. I always say that if you live a life and you never had a little experience on stage, it doesn't have to be as a dancer, a musician, or singer, You just never had an opportunity, let's say, to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You would not have lived. And the example of that is when I look at my students perform, there is a feeling that you feel inside that is, you can't explain that. So I go to the parents, and this is the question I ask. I say, so when you see your daughter perform on stage, in that moment, that feeling that you feel, could any amount of money in this world pay you for that feeling? And the answer is always the same. They will tell you no. And if you speak to my dancers, they will tell you this is one of my very first questions I would ask in the conversations. It would be, if you are here for money, you are in the wrong place. Go outside. Because what I do it from my heart and my soul. I do it out of pure love. I cannot pay you to dance, neither can you pay me to teach you. And I'm sure it's the same with your job.
It's a passion.
Mhm.
It's an act of love.
Yeah.
It's an exchange of that love energy. You have to think bigger than the ordinary materialistic world where people come in, okay, what is in it for me? And that's the question I know. We have too much greedy people out there who
Yeah.
they are selfish. And it's okay, well, if I give you what I'm going to get, no. Just give. Just give. If your teachers taught the same way, how would you have learned something? I wouldn't teach you this because that's my secret. Then how will it grow? You understand? People forget one thing. You're born to dead.
And you can't take anything
Yeah.
with you.
Going and dead. And one great thing I learned in my culture, And think about it. Every child in this world is born. When we come into this world, we come like this and we cry. Sometimes they beat you to cry. Actually, you get like
I get licks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You come with, you know what? All your handful of desires. So you come into this material world. I want this and I want that. But we all die how?
Nothing.
With your hands open. You ever see a man dead so? Never. So you leave with nothing. So where's the point of fighting and think? No, no, no. All you come here to do is to love and spread it. What do you want from life? Not love? What do you want from life? Not love? So then if you want it, why you can't give it? Give it. And they say life is what? A boomerang. What you give, you will get.
To give out to the universe, you get back.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And that is so true and so real. I know people listen might say, okay, Mickel crazy, but it is the truth. Try it.
Yeah.
It's like a recipe. It's like a recipe. By the
Yeah.
way, what about your books? You ever write a book?
If I ever wrote a book, yeah. You never hear about the impregnation of flavor?
And hear the word. Hear the word. Hear the word.
The impregnation of flavor. That's the name of the book.
Okay, I got
And
it.
it's from a scientific point of view. People always say something is flavorful.
That's true.
Tastes good. It have good flavor. But what makes flavor flavorful? Where did flavor get its flavor from? At some point in time, impregnation occurred to birth flavor. And I like to put it this way and say, well, you know when you sometimes cook bacon in a pot with ham or something like that, and it stick to the bottom of the pot, or you're making macaroni pie and the cheese kind of stick to the pan and we eat that. All those little bits and caramelized pieces, that is where birth starts from. That is where the impregnation of flavor starts from.
Correct.
Because you're now using that bacon fat to now scramble eggs in. So it's going to transfer that flavor onto something. So that's how I think about it.
That's so nice. But let me shoot you a question now.
Yes.
Because I know I in the fireside right now. But let me
You're
ask
the
you a
fireside or the front burner?
question. Tell us something now. Tell us something about you that nobody knows.
Oh gosh, Michael, just so you go put me on the front burner?
Yeah, you hit me it, so why not? What you say, Mick?
I find so, yeah, love you.
Okay.
All
I
right.
know you're probably thinking, so let me tell you. Let me channel it a little bit, like on the sensitive side. Because I think I have known you long enough to know the kind of person that you are. And
There are many.
I will give my points after.
There are
Let
a
me
few
hear.
things. There are a few things. I always had the dream. I always wanted to have twin girls.
Okay.
But I have this vision in my head, and I don't really share it with anyone because most people might think it may be materialistic. But at the end of the day, that's what I want. I always wanted these twin girls, the same height, to grow up the same way, identical in nature. Wanted to be attached to their daddy, to be daddy girls then, pretty much. I wanted them to be cute, very, very pretty.
Well, they'll have to take by the mother, but go ahead. Uh-huh.
Listen, out of we sitting down here, is the most good looking. Always remember
We are
that.
sure about that.
right?
Whoa,
Remember that.
whoa. Edit, beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
I think I am aging very well
Okay,
in
cool.
that nature and so forth like that.
Okay, yes.
So I
yes,
think
okay.
that's something that people may not know.
Mhm.
And the second thing, and this affects me more so as I get older, I always like food, as you know that. I want to become a chef.
But how come you never get fat?
I accomplished that. I never get fat.
Mhm.
But there's two
Well,
things I wanted to do in this world. Become a chef. And the second thing I wanted to do in the latter part of my life, I wanted to serve the people as a politician. Always want to do that.
Really?
And I am telling you, Michael, that if I don't get that opportunity or I create that opportunity in some way or form, I figure that if I do pass on, I'll be in a loop until I get that, until I could actually settle my soul. Because I enjoy doing what I do as a chef, cooking for people, making them smile and so forth like that. And the country is our country of Trinidad and Tobago is such a beautiful place, I think. We have so many multifaceted people here and our food is diverse. But I always say, through my shows, I've met so many people and I've heard their desires. I've heard what they wanted. I heard what made them happy. And sometimes it is simplistic things that people want in their life. And I always say that one of the best ways I could serve these people is to actually see if I could become in a position where I could represent them, give them what they want in some nature, form, and fashion, and not be corrupted in that nature where most politicians do.
Listen, this conversation really taken a different turn because you telling me your story there, and you know what is only racing through my mind based on our culture, and I would think in most cultures, right? The greatest gift, you call it a dan, right? The greatest gift, one of the greatest gift you could give as a human being in this world is food, and you are on this earth. God, he must be feeling great. Lord. Okay. When I say you, I mean you. Feeling great. But on a serious note, Jay, you know we the shit talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a serious note, God has put you on this earth in such a great position that you could give food, and it's not that you're buying it, you preparing this with your own
But
hands, with
Michael,
all that
that
love.
is the thing. I always
Wow.
when I was going out with girls and whatever the case may be, I would cook for them. And rather than buy a earring or go buy Zena's and buy a ring for
Yes.
$300, I would make a cake or make something and I would spend 2, 3 hours and then I would tell them, I say, listen, I baked this yesterday. This morning I get up early because I couldn't frost it yesterday. It's hot. I frosted, then I decorated 4 hours later. I spent about 16 hours doing it, 17 hours.
And the time and
The
the
time
love
you spend on
you
that,
put in that.
boy, they would smile. Their
Wow.
heart will open.
Yeah.
Happy to hear you went out with girls, man.
So wait, you don't know?
And I didn't know that.
Okay.
Well, good to know.
After the podcast, we go
Oh,
chat.
yeah, Jason
Yeah.
went out with some nice woman, man. Happy to hear that. Hope you had some interesting dates.
That's some interesting stories. That's some
Yes, sir.
interesting stories. But talk about interesting stories. 'Cause I can't encourage that. Give me some interesting stories with some of these artists that you does work with.
Oh.
And it could be in any picture. Come.
Okay,
I
okay.
ain't taking no much
Okay,
up
okay,
here.
okay, okay. So, well, you know, we work with practically everybody, right?
Yes.
And it is always a privilege to work with them. You know, I mean, when you get a true artist for me is somebody that is simple and humble. I think humility is the key in anything you do. And if I don't find that in you as an artist, I will still work with you, but I will kind of mind my little, kind of take it easy because I will work with you based on what you want. If I
Right.
realize that, you give that energy, I'll give it back to you. Right. And like I said before, what I do it with utmost love. I remembered um, one of the best songs that will always resonate in me for a local singer is Denise Plummer. She did a song called Catharsis. And
Yes.
she had performed in a show, and we did that performance. And it's either Denise or her sister came up to me and she said, Michael, oh my God, I never knew that song had so much things in it. Because I researched that song so much and it was so beautiful. There was a part with Moses by the Red Sea, and we did the cloth and the Red Sea divide, and Moses raised his staff, and it was so emotionally moving for me because, again, I love a challenge. I love to do things that new and that are different. And she was one of the nicest people I've ever worked with.
Right.
Denise Plummer. Marshall, oh my God, Marshall.
Marshall.
Marshall is a perfectionist.
Really?
If Marshall does not like something, he tells you, Michael, oh God, come now. Let the girls move a little bit more waist and whatever. Just amazing. And I admire people like that because you know what you want. You have a vision. You understand?
Right.
Oh Lord, well, Ki is like my little son. Oh
Gosh,
God, oh
Lord.
God, that boy.
Oh gosh, let me drink our water
You
for
can't
this
help
one
but love
too.
him.
Eh.
Nival Chetlal, oh my God. For me, one of the greatest voices this country
Nival is
has
the best in
ever
Trinidad and Tobago.
produced. And I say, it's my son. Oh God, that son, I love you. I
He
love
is the
you.
best when it comes to
Oh
vocal
my
talent in this
God. And
country.
regardless of what is the impression outside here, when we
Right.
meet, oh my God, it's like, that kind of love, you
Yeah.
feel with that boy. He is just amazing. And I really would like to know, like people wants to know what is in my head. I would like to know what is in that throat because that man could sing
Yeah.
any genre of music,
Yes, yeah.
anything. And he is one person I could say, well, the word a true son of the soil,
Yeah.
that's that boy. You understand? Then you would have some artists that you wouldn't call names of, some,
Well, you
I
could
would
call
say,
names if you want. Cause you call names of
oh,
the
you,
you call names. Wait, you call names of the one you
Yeah.
enjoy working with. Let
No,
me hear about some bad
No, well, I
experience
have
in a
always
fire
had
under
a
your
great
belt.
experience with most, in fact, all of them, because I would not work with somebody from the outside if I'm not comfortable. You understand?
Right.
But then when you look, like when you start looking outside now, I think that singers, dancers, musicians, especially those three, I think some of them need to really research. Not everything you see in fashion will suit your body type. Think about it.
Okay.
Suitability is important. In fact, I would one day want to do my own show and, give advice. I mean, I might get
Yeah.
bashed for it and all that, but it comes with research. You want to do something. A simple thing. If you want to make the best cake, you will go and check at one of Jason books and you get a recipe. And it will have a recipe.
Yeah.
You're 90% sure the cake will come out good. Not so. If you follow the guidelines, it's the same thing. Research in song, research in music, research in dance. Your wardrobe, some of them really need to revisit their wardrobe. And I mean, sometimes I feel in a nice way, you don't make us look good. You understand? You don't reflect what our culture really is. It looks bad and tacky. Not because, okay, beep, sing a song, you go and sing a song with the same melody and everything,
Yeah.
and you feel you could outdo it. And no.
Let me cut you there for a second. You belong to that fraternity of Chutney Soca. What is your feeling when people take these melodies and they repurpose it?
All right, so there's
And in addition, pushing that momentum of rum, horn, woman, that sort of stuff.
be honest.
Be honest with me.
I'll just being honest.
Yeah.
I've been involved in the arts for all my life, right? And let me throw this question back to you. So I'll answer your question with a question. Most of the times when you think about the Indian woman, isn't there nothing positive you could sing? Think about it. When you hear a man like Rupal Girdhari sing Dulahin, that song is beautiful. I mean, it's so well put together. Basmati Dance Girl, Hiralal Rampartap. The lyrics, the lyrical content is so strong and so beautiful. But then there are some singers, and I'm not bashing anybody, but and this is my question to you all, isn't there anything positive you could sing about the Indian woman? I mean, sometimes when you listen to the lyrics and you study and you look at our ancestors, and I mean, you all would know exactly where I'm coming from. People that you would respect and you would put on your altar, those who would have passed on, and you worship them like God. You hear their names being called, and it's sad. Back to the Bollywood question. While I think we need to move with the times, and I will support it because I do work based on Bollywood melodies and whatever and thing, I think that because of that, we are lacking our true creative ability. Because when you look at the Calypso fraternity, I mean, this is a real big conversation here.
I know, this is what we're here. That's what we're here
You
for.
go and copy a melody, they will bash you, papi. You getting it. Look at all them. You ever hear Kes songs? How beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Melodious.
Oh my God.
Full of rhythm.
That man could
lyrical
sing.
content.
Yeah, could sing.
That man could sing when that's my boy. I'm like I tell him, me and everybody good, me and everybody good. I be myself with them and they are themselves with me. When we meet, we're really good. I mean, when you hear that man sing, and when you all them Calypsonians, I mean, I don't know if you ever heard Sherwin Winchester sing.
Yeah.
That man have a vocal range that is unbelievable. And I discovered that when he did this song that we did the video for.
Dulahe Kalaba.
Yeah.
Indian girl.
Just amazing. I had a concert and he performed in my concert. He and Nival did a collab together. And it was like an impromptu thing. Just amazing. These people are so gifted. I don't even think this country has seen the vocal ability of some of these singers. Remember, you only hear them singing Chutney or Calypso.
Yes.
But if you really hear these people sing ballads and things, just amazing, It's amazing because remember you see them for a season. But then these people are trained singers. Most of them. Right? So back to the originality thing. I think that we need to revisit that. I think that we need to start going back, right? Not all Chutney songs have to have the nursery rhyme lyrics. I mean, Jay, let me be honest. Sometimes you hear a song. Sometimes you hear a song. Let me say the word is van. You don't know where's the next line. Van man, tan ran, gan man. Son, that's it. And it coming. You could write the song.
You could write a song.
Right? Then again, sometimes you hear some songs and 3 chorus and 1 verse. And there's a song. Where's the creativity in it? And sometimes the stakes are very high.
Yes.
Very, very high. And you'll want to know, okay, is that, I'm not saying anything bad, but is that,
is that what we wanted to reflect of the culture of Trinidad and Tobago? To put
and
out
listen,
there?
like I said before, the difference with now and long ago. Long ago, we used to dance and sing by air. You're trained by air and you just move. You don't know why you're doing it. Now we have the universities and people went and trained. We have accomplished dancers, singers, musicians. Now children are taking it serious. They're doing it as a career. You understand? they could create, Saregama Paranisa, all the notes, everything, how to create music. Why aren't we doing that? Why are we? Again, I have nothing against Bollywood melody. I have nothing. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But oh my God, sometimes some of them, oh good
Yeah. I know what you
Lord.
mean.
Oh good Lord. You ask yourself, please.
Some of them songs, them artists eat our food with it,
Yes. And I know that. I know that. But okay, if you know that is what you love, try and master it. Try and do something that, you understand? I mean, all of us listening outside there, everybody listening, I know you will agree with me, but you may not want to say it. But I mean, there are ways you say things, but I think they will get the message. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, you ever hear a Sika Dindial sing a chutney?
Power.
Oh my God, you
Power.
don't even have to take a drink to get up and dance. Oh God, that is, oh God, that is we. You understand? There's another guy that's saying, oh God, I can't remember his name now, but he's an amazing singer too. We have great singers in this country with great ability, but do these people get an opportunity?
Yeah.
Do they get, reward for what they know? You understand? I think that we need to take it a step further. You don't just, maybe you're right. We can have a Bollywood segment and a creative segment.
Right.
You understand?
Something to look
Yeah,
at.
originality. You understand? Because that is how it will happen. If you want to enter a show and you know, right, that you can't copy a melody and you will create one.
Yes.
You will find a way to create one.
One year we had that.
Yes.
For the Monarch,
Yes.
where we had to come up with
Right.
creative
Yeah.
concepts.
You understand? No, and I think that, I mean, everything is evolving and it will evolve in time. And only when the time is right, then change will happen. So like me, you have to sit down, just observe. Just observe, I wouldn't say go with the flow. Because if you look at my work, it will never reflect anything that is derogatory.
Mickel, if you had to cook for us, what's your favorite thing you will make for us, boy? Yeah, I'm drinking water here.
My favorite thing I could make for you, I can make confusion real good.
Oh gosh.
But I could cook roti, as you know from the last time when I out-cook you with the tomatoes choker.
I make a sada roti for me on a show once.
Yeah.
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 I get a little pot belly.
Yeah, and he tried to find food, but his food was a little better than mine because
we made choker, we made tomato choker, we made fry aloo. I think we do baigan also.
Yeah.
It was nice and
Alright.
pretty verse in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But it's cook for your girls.
I think once you're a good critic, you'll be good at anything.
Right.
For me, I am my best critic. When it comes to my work, let's say I'm producing a dance for competition and I invite you guys. Do not come and say, Michael, it's nice. I didn't invite you for that. I invite you to come and find a fault. Help me find a fault, let's better the work.
Right.
So when we go out there, nobody from the outside can come and say, oh, well, that costume wasn't good and that thing wasn't nice and but what a movement,
Yeah.
Your real friend will tell you, hey,
So
Mike,
you appreciate honesty.
oh, yes.
Straightforward
across
behavior.
the board, of course. Across the board. The
constructive
Mamagai thing.
criticism.
Yeah. You understand? How else would you grow?
Yeah.
And your loved ones, your best friends, your people that you work with all the time, they should be your best critic. And but there are some people with the ego. You can't tell me what to do and it had to be so and so. No, let it go.
Is there anything that you can't tolerate that perturbs you, that that pisses you off?
Disrespect. And when I tell you disrespect, it's not a general statement, but I have a peeve for children who disrespect their parents.
Yeah, okay.
I believe we live in a time where children have a way with their parents. Hey, how you going and ting.
Right.
But do that in my absence. And I tell all my students that, right? One thing, as I say, when you leave your shoes outside my class and you come in, right where you leave your shoes, you leave all your ego there. You come into my class like a normal person. All of us, we are one. We go with the speed of whatever we go together. You don't get it, we stop and we work together. And I teach under a different system, which is an older system, on a one-on-one with a teacher and a student, right? And I believe that I even tell my girls, I say, when you come to my class, one of the last things you should learn really is to dance. The first thing you learn is a little discipline, respect, to be a better person. You must know how to speak to people. Be yourself, but be your best self. Think about it. And then after that, when you're honest and open and happy, we could learn. You understand? Dance is a spiritual thing. Dance is not just a hobby or something that you want to get on the stage. You could take dance into whatever level you want. Some people like it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Some people come because they want to be associated with the brand. Oh, well, I'm Chef Jason's student, or I'm Chef Shakti. I dance with Chef Shakti. Some people come to get away from home. Some people come because of social media. So, like in the case of the girls, a lot of boys will say, wow, you're a Chef Shakti dancer. And then some come because they truly love to dance. And there's a saying, many are called and few are chosen.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. That is so, so true. Right? I mean, this might be debatable again, but I believe that people come into your life for a short time. So like long ago, you would have students come in and they stay 8, 10, 12 years. Now I have had students who are still in my company for 36 years.
Are you serious?
I am
So
dead
long?
serious. 36 years
36
and they're still
years.
here.
That lady who danced in the Chris Garcia video, she's still around?
Yeah, she's still around. We still keep in touch. We still, me and most of my students who would have moved on, who would have gotten married, have kids, and most of us, we still do well. Very, very
Right.
well. And they all know other things. Because, okay, let's say the body doesn't allow you to dance after a certain age. They could do makeup, they could do costuming, they
Right.
could do so many things. They could be their wedding dress, they could help out with props, they could get involved with the community. So it's not, they could cook. They do just only know to dance and they leave. Do you understand? You basically are all-rounded person.
And they assist based upon passion
Yes.
and giving back.
Like I said, the key thing is the love for the art. Think about it. And funny enough, people ask this question, Michael, what is your secret? And I say it every single time I have an interview, but I don't know if they understand. So let me see if I can make it easy. You may not always like your family. Your mother might say something, you might get angry, or your brother, or you want to kill your sister or something. But and you still coexist with them because you love them. Your mother may not want to get up every morning and cook for you to go to school. But and because she loves you, she will
Still
get up
do
whether
it.
the hand sick or the foot or she's not feeling
Still
well
do it.
and cook that food for you to go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she loves you. It's the same thing. In dance, you have to love it. To cook, you have to love it. If you do not love it, you will never experience the magic. It will never work. So you have fly-by-night teachers. You come to my school, you spend 3 sessions or a month, if so much. And you see the Institute of Dance and the advertising and the teaching. What are you teaching people, children? Is it because you are greedy for the money? Because that's the only thing I could think about, or for fame. Yes, we all have dreams. We all see ourselves, wow, one day we're going to be there, but wait for the one day. Take baby steps. Take baby steps. Grow. I did not reach here overnight. You're talking about 36 years. That is a long time. And it was a hard journey even until now.
It had significant challenges.
Correct. Challenges is an understatement. When people are going to parties and liming and in the river and all that, me and some of my members in my team home beading costumes and hand making things and sticking and creating evening gongs and costumes for Lara and Rive and all that. And I am saying, wow, I love it. I love it. I choose that. Right? If you love that so much and you put so much, how will God not bless you? You tell me. You understand? But you see a costume and you like it, you're running a store. You try to make a carbon copy of it and you expect, wow, people say, whoa. And understand this. And Jason, I'm trying this to you. You will have a way you will teach. And you'll have a way you will operate when you do a video, not so?
Yes.
Let's say now, I want to be you. And I start doing the same thing. What would people say? Wow, boy, Michael, that was so great. You look just like Chef Jason.
Yeah.
And let me make it more practical. The greatest artist in my lifetime I feel I've ever witnessed. There are two people. One is Lata Mangeshkar,
Yes.
but to top that off will be Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has changed the world in dance. Not a country, the whole world.
Yeah, it's true.
Every time you look at a Bollywood movie now, there's an element of Michael Jackson. The neck movement, the hand movement, something. Now, maybe there may be people who would have studied his work now. He has passed on, as they say. Some people say he's still alive, whatever the case is. Okay. Like I say, as an artist, you're always under scrutiny. There might be a dancer that might be as great or greater than Michael Jackson. You looking at that person performing, what would you say? Oh my God, that man danced just like Michael Jackson. Wouldn't you?
It's like watching Chris Brown or Usher.
How then can you carve your own niche?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How?
yeah.
I always say, let people inspire you. There will be one Marshall Montano, one Michael Jackson, one Dennis Plummer, one Chris Rock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
one Britney Spears. Think about everybody who are famous. There are never two of them. It's only one.
Yeah.
These people could inspire you, right? But you have to create your own you. Make sense?
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, no.
So you would have all the people. So some people you'll find, you know, and those are the ones that makes the most noise. They criticize you the most. They have the worst, nastiest things to say about you. But yet they copy every single thing you do. How does
Yeah,
that
yeah.
gel? How does that make sense? How is that human? How is that human? A person who would have taught you the whole life, teach you everything, you would go now and say bad things about them. Isn't that a sin?
Yeah.
It's sad, eh?
Well, Michael, I must say, I mean, I'm so proud and I'm happy to hear of all your accomplishments from where you started and where you're at today. But I want you to tell me something. What next for Michael Salickram?
Yeah, that's a good
and
question.
Well,
Shiv
the
Shakti?
universe is so vast, eh? I know now some of them going into space, I think.
You want to go to space?
Maybe we could have a show from space.
You like this fella? Was he fella? Fella was be with Trump?
We
I
are
forget
trying to
his
remember
name.
his name.
Elon.
Mr. Musk. Yeah, you know, they say the sky is the limit is no longer. It's
Right.
further than that. You understand?
But anything we could expect or new from Michael Salickram? Anything?
I think if given the opportunity, yes. But
Yeah.
remember, like in a situation now, we are just there, regular performances, whatever. I do a lot of creative work still.
Right.
But you know, like when we performed at the Bollywood movie, it was a big thing.
Right.
Dola Mil Gaya, 20-something years ago. It's the same thing here. But like I say, I would love to produce a Broadway show with a team of people from Trinidad
Right,
and
things
Tobago.
like that,
And
yeah.
that is something that will live on for many years because I
Yes.
think we have a culture that is just amazing. Even on the cruise ships. Jay, why you never thought of doing something on the cruise ship?
You know, it's
Or
funny.
that too small for you?
No. I remember when I was a little boy, I was probably 9 years old. I tell a fella picked me up in school and he dropped me back home and he had a conversation with me and he asked me, he said, so you want to be when you grow up? I said, a chef. He said, I said, okay. He said, that's nice. He said, but don't go on cruise ship, you know. I said, what do you mean by that? And I remember the story vividly. You know, he told me, he said, when you, imagine a big man telling a 9-year-old, he said, when you go on cruise ship, your wife go horn you because you're gone. And then your wife home and she with her next man.
Yeah.
So you have to go and figure out what the word horn mean. You know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the whole aspect. I said, no cruise ship, but you know, when you go away, you miss certain things from home. Speaking about certain things from home, right? We prefer to eat doubles or roti.
Roti boy.
Which kind of roti? Sada?
Sada roti boy.
Sada roti with what?
Boy, Sada roti and anything boy. Sada doubles you could eat it only with chana, right?
Well, true.
And now they have it disguised with so much thing. I think we're losing the authenticity
Yeah,
of
doing
doubles.
all kind
but
of
that's
thing,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Like I say, we're very diverse. But boy, Sada roti and baigan choka, oh God. Sada roti and karaili, Sada roti and okro, Sada roti and fry aloo, oh God. You ever think of this? You know anybody at all who ever say they do like Sada roti and fry aloo?
I meet one or two people already. They tell me, oh,
Really?
it's greasy and, you know,
No, if it cooked good, I mean, you didn't cook it.
crispy, good fry aloo is...
Yeah.
I hear
it's
people
tough.
say too much carbs, they're eating carb with
Yeah.
Not that.
carb.
We're talking
We have
about
a
the
problem with
taste of it.
everything right now, you know.
The taste
Yeah,
of it.
people will find problem with everything.
Yeah, yeah. And then, you know, some people, again, the people who don't want to be their true self.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
well, I don't actually eat that.
Yeah.
I would prefer chicken goulash and whatever. I hear that I want to know what's going on. Like, I could share a little joke with you.
Yeah,
with one of my
yeah,
friends.
right.
We had a show, but in those days, I mean, you have like 3-4 shows a night. So one sleeping there, one on the couch, one on the ground. So one of them get up and say, well, oh God, we late for the show now, so we can't cook, we go organize. Listen, good, eh? This is a true thing. So one said, well, I got eat bread and cheese. And next one said, have macaroni pie, fridge, I go eat that.
Yeah.
And next one said, well, okay, I go eat rice and whatever it had and thing. This one wanted to be so different. That is ready. Hear him. Well, actually, and we're talking normal now,
Yeah.
but with the accent now. Actually, I'm feeling ethnic. And we can't come out Friday.
Ethnic.
So all of we watching now, because we late for the show, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Ethnic. I'm feeling to eat, you know, the flower patties with the chickpeas and the green sauces. Well, we start to cuss he so until he say our doubles now.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
we will cuss and get on. Jason, that was Sunday. Monday, we have to go Hilton to perform. So he is standing there. A tourist come up to me to talk and tell me how the dance was good and shalala. And I am stand up there. I stand there talking to the tourist. He say, oh God, the dance was fantastic and you guys are so great and Trinidad is so beautiful. But I've heard so much about doubles. What is that? Jason, I swallow so I watch me. Well, actually, it is those flower parties and the chickpeas were he in the back watching me so. Oh, really? After after the man leave, he say, I get so much cuss for that yesterday. And you should have never say flower patties and chickpeas and sausage. So it's be fun. It has been fun. I really love what I do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
You're in such a really blessed industry. I must say it's always creative. Every day is a creative day for you. You're truly a gem for us in Trinidad and Tobago. That's why I say, we have to have this talk today, sit down, because people, when they hear Michael Salickram, dancer.
Yeah.
But you're so much more than that, and it's very important that we speak about these things and showcase it, because again, culture is I think culture defines us here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And if we can't be proud of our own people and showcase them to the world, because we're doing on the front burner right now. Hopefully millions of people will see this on the channel. They'll see you, and you never know what could happen. One day you might have that Broadway show, somebody might bring it to New York.
Of course. And you know what? I just hope that this could reach out to everybody in a positive way. You understand? This could enlighten people.
Yeah.
It's not about, trying to be something you're not.
Yeah.
It's being real, and let people know what the real issues are. Artists and celebrities, they are real people. They also want to be, and they want to feel loved. Sometimes it's so much pressure from outside and all that, because expectations are so high and so great. And then, sometimes you put your heart and soul out for who? The people.
Yeah.
And then only negative things come back. Appreciate people, appreciate their work, appreciate their worth, appreciate their effort, because what these people could do and have the guts to do, you don't have it. And they say empty vessels make the most noise. You ask somebody to do what you do. And and now social media is a killer. They go out there and they take things you say and they turn it around. Oh gosh, these people are human beings too.
Exactly.
We all falter sometimes. We all can make a mistake.
Yeah.
We all, something might happen. You go out there bashing people. It's not about that at all. I always say, we use our life to create a positive. Bring something positive to somebody else's life, because you don't want to be unhappy. Why are you making somebody else unhappy? Do you understand?
Beautiful words there, man.
Yeah, no.
I mean, at the end of the day, you couldn't end it any better. We're wrapping up, and I'm saying, with all them empty vessels you spoke about and efforts, we will bring some empty vessels for you, some bowls, and you'll make some fry aloo for us. And the efforts, you will make some sada roti for us, right? So the next time we see you, Michael, we come into the dance studio.
Yes.
We want the girls there. Let them all prepare what choker, bygone. Where else again you want?
Fry aloo.
Fry aloo.
Right.
Bygone choker, tomato, and make some bulge to the side for and whatnot like that for me. I like that.
Well, no meat on.
No.
Yeah, we could do that, but then Robert I can make confusion real good.
Michael, the next time I see you, you have to feed us. Thanks for being on the front burner.
Okay.
We put you under some heat today.
On a serious
I
note.
want to see you on a different front burner the next time.
Definitely. It was a pleasure being here, bro.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you so much. Thanks, Mike. See you guys.
And we link up.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys.